I'm ready.
Okay, we are live now. Just gonna wait for a couple people to come on.
Okay.
Give it a couple seconds, and then we'll yeah. If they don't, if they don't, we'll just go.
Okay then.
Yeah, yeah. I've been doing these podcasts for about 2 or 3 years now, and I just felt as though posting and missing wasn't enough. I wanted to do
No.
videos, get their get their faces out there, because my whole plan for this is for these cases to be on TV where they belong.
Yeah.
Because so
Definitely.
many of these cases people have not heard about. They were like, you post a lot of cases that you haven't heard about. So, as I said, a lot of times I find them on my own, or other times, parents like you, they'll inbox me and be like, "Hey, can you post my son or daughter or loved one's story?" So that's where it
Yes.
goes from. Yes.
Yes. I
Okay.
commend you too for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. We got a couple viewers. Good evening, everyone. We're here with Miss Karen, and she's here to talk about her son, Justus Pride, age 19, who went missing from Summerville, South Carolina on June 19th, 2023, and he has not been seen since. Miss Karen, we're gonna turn the floor over to you. Will you please tell us what happened on the day that your son Justice went missing on June 19th, 2023?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you for inviting me to the podcast. Again, I commend you for what you're doing with this, issue of missing black people. It is something that needs to um, be done more. So I commend you for getting the faces and the names of these individuals out there to the public. I know these podcasts go all over, pretty much all over the world. Really, this is social media, so I don't believe there's any distance or any limit to how far these things can reach. So again, I commend you. On June 19th, that was the last day that I saw my son Justice in the morning of June 19th. He was with me. That was a Monday. That was Juneteenth, is what it is. I was off that day. I worked during that time. I worked for county government, so all the county governments were closed because of the June 19th holiday that they put into place. And so Sunday night, Justice and I were together like that entire night. I do DoorDash. That's why I'm in my car now, food delivery. So he wanted to kind of just be with me, and we rode around and delivering food up until about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then he wanted to be dropped off to a friend that he had kind of gotten real close to, a little older guy, but Justice was 19. And the friend was staying in one of the hotels over here in Summerville off of Holiday Drive. I came to find out later on that Justice was really frequenting that area. Out in Nexton, if anybody knows anything about South Carolina, about Charleston or Summerville, out in the Nexton area. It's an area that's built up pretty big. I'm sitting in the middle of it right now in my car. And so this was one of the places that Justice would frequent, and the hotel off of Holiday Drive, because his friend was staying there. I found out also that Justice had got involved in some selling of some marijuana. So he was in the area and he was doing a lot of that. I think just connecting with some of the wrong people. But however, the night before he went missing, he and I were together doing DoorDash, and he was feeling kind of down because he said that his girlfriend's parents didn't like him, and we had a really heart to heart conversation. And I'm just saying this because I'll get to the reason why I'm telling you all of this. We had a heart to heart conversation, and I told Justice, if you a really cool, good guy, really, you don't know a stranger. You would do anything to help anybody. You don't have to know them. I said, so if you have people in your life that don't know your heart, then these are the people that you don't need in your life. And I said, I love you, Justice. He said, I love you too, Mom. We continued to dash and do food delivery that night. And then he wanted to be dropped off to his friend's room. His friend was actually living in this hotel, Econo Lodge, off of Holiday Drive and off of Main Street in Summerville. So I dropped him off. He said that his friend had to go to work in the morning, so he had to leave the hotel room before his friend went to work. He would call me in the morning of the 19th to pick him up. Justice didn't have a car, so Justice walked pretty much everywhere he went. He walked in this area. And so he did call me at about 9 a.m. or so in the morning to get picked up. His friend had left to go to work, I believe. So because I wasn't working, it was, again, a holiday, I got in my car, came on down to Summerville like I normally do when he's around here, to meet him, to pick him up, to take him home. When I got to the Speedway where he normally would want me to pick him up from, he wasn't there. I'm calling, he's not answering. So then he sends me his location. So he's now on Royal Road in a trailer park. And so I followed the location, went to Royal Road to this trailer park. He's there. He's outside with two Caucasian females, maybe his peers, maybe a little younger. I'm not sure their ages, but they look like maybe older teenage young ladies. So Justice gets in my vehicle. He said, Mom, what are you about to do? I said, I'm going home, Justice. I don't have to work today. He said, okay, well, I want to go home and take a shower, and would you bring me right back? I said, no, I'm not going to do that. If I go home and you go home with me right now, I may bring you back later, because my assumption was that he just had friends in the area. He just liked hanging out here because we had moved here. I had gotten married in 2016, and in 2019 I moved to this area, and Justice came along with me. He's the youngest of 5 children. So he came along with me. So during that time, he met a lot of people. He met people at school. He just met a lot of people. It's just the type of person Justice was. He never knew a stranger. So I had no idea that he was being groomed out here in these streets. I had no idea what he was getting into. I just thought, okay, he came here, we moved here, he met friends, he liked the area, he just likes hanging out with his friends here, because I separated from my husband at that time and moved back home in Moncks Corner where I originally live and I live now. So Justice would come back and forth from Moncks Corner to Summerville. So I just thought it was one of those things. He just wants to go home, take a shower. He spent the night out all night. He wants to change, freshen up, and come back and hang out with his friends. But I told him I wasn't taking him home to take a shower and then turn around and come right back. So his words to me was, that's okay, Mama, I'll just stay. So he got out of my vehicle and he said, I'll talk to you later. So being 19, I couldn't force him to come home. I didn't think anything strange. I just thought that he wanted to continue to hang out with his buddies. So the day progresses on the 19th. I called Justice at about 4:45 because now I'm ready to go make some money. I'm ready to do some DoorDash, do some food delivery. So I said, Justice, I couldn't get him on the phone. And we talked all the time on Messenger. Justice is a mama's boy. Justice has to talk to his mom. He has to check in on me. He has to make sure I'm good. Justice is the son that would come home, and if I'm in bed, he would be the one that come in the room, pull the covers up over me, and kiss me on my forehead, and say, I love you. So we had a really close relationship. So when I didn't reach him on Messenger by video call, I sent him a message on Messenger, and finally he responded. I got a hold of him at about 4:45. I said, Justice, you good? This is how I would talk to him. Justice, you good? He said, yes, ma'am, for now. So I understood that to mean I'm good. I'm not ready to come home, but when I'm ready to come home, I'll call you so that you can come pick me up. That was the last time I heard from Justice. No communication whatsoever after that conversation. Another one of his, I did get access to his social media, so I saw that, he was communicating with people right around that time that he spoke to me. Someone that he called his girlfriend, he spoke to her. And the thing was, my phone was dead. That's why I couldn't get, when you called, you couldn't get me. But I got my phone charged up. I'm good. I'm not ready to come home yet. So I know that he was in this area. I know for a fact the last place that he was on Royal Road. That's the last place I physically saw him at about 9ish on the morning of the 19th. Again, no more contact from Justice after that day. No more social media interaction with anyone. No one has heard, or has seen him since that day. And it's just not like him. I've been on the news a couple of times locally here in Charleston, South Carolina. I've contacted multiple organizations that help look for missing people. I hired a private investigator. I'm working with Berkeley County Sheriff Office. I'm working with South Carolina's Law Enforcement Division. I'm doing everything that I can do to bring awareness and to get the help to locate where justice is. So I wanted to come on this podcast. I don't go everywhere. I don't go on everybody's podcast. Someone else invited me one time for YouTube, and I just didn't feel, that it was to benefit the situation with justice. I saw it as an opportunist situation, so I didn't appear there. But when I saw, what you were doing, my spirit said it was okay to come on this platform, that it's time for me to. I've been silent for 2025, the whole 2025. I did not make any appearances. I didn't really post anything. I pretty much stopped communicating with the sheriff department, or not communicating with them, but going there to check on the case, because every time I went to Berkeley County Sheriff Office, it was never any news that I felt like they were making any breakthroughs or anything like that. So I need to say this: I am a woman of faith. If you look at my profile, you know who I am. I am a woman of God. I have great faith, and I just do not believe in my heart. Not because I'm a mom and I just can't let go, or whatever the case is. I just don't believe in my heart that justice is no longer with us in this earth realm, as as it relates to life. I don't. Let me just be plain and clear. I don't believe he's dead. And the reason why I don't believe he's dead is because I just don't believe it. I don't feel it in my heart. I don't feel the detachment. I don't feel that type of grief. But what I do feel is a longing for my son, my youngest child. And I would say this: Justice was very green. If you hear the word green, it just means that he was very ignorant to a lot of street life. He wanted to try to be around certain people. I assume later, after I found out different things about what was really going on in this environment with him, I think that he was really being groomed. I don't know who he was being groomed by, but I do know this for a fact, that there are people that know exactly what has happened with Justice. There is individuals that know exactly where Justice is. Again, I don't feel like Justice is dead, but rather that is the case or not. Somebody knows something, and the individuals that know, I'm making an appeal to them as a mother to hear my heart. It is very difficult to carry a child for 9 months, bond with that child, raise that child, and then all of a sudden that individual is no more, has vanished. No one is saying anything. No one is speaking up. No one. Initially, when those little so-called friends, because we have those so-called friends, when they were coming forth, yes, when they were coming forth, giving me, little bits and pieces of information. What I heard initially was that your son is not dead, that your son stole something from some people, that they've taken him somewhere to make him work off his debt. That is what was told to me. And all of the information that I got, I relayed to the law enforcement. Like I said, we got access. I got in contact with a private investigator that was able to dig up some things. I got organizations that look for missing people. Wonderful woman by the name of Kimberly. She has an organization that looks for missing people, and she was able to get into all of his social media records and things like that to find out some information about what was going on in the life of Justus. In the streets, Justus was not known as Justus. Justus was known by the name of Boogie. Now, I don't know Boogie. I don't know who Boogie is. I haven't encountered Boogie. I know Justus. But evidently, Justus had another life out here in the streets where individuals knew him as Boogie. So that was, I guess, a street name. I've heard talk about, gang stuff. I've heard talk about, drug stuff, marijuana. I've heard all sorts of things. But the one thing that I haven't heard is, where is Justus? Where is Justus? And I believe that I believe it is foul play. I believe that it is foul play, and I believe that those that are responsible may be holding Justus in a location for whatever reason. I do not know, but I believe in my heart that Justus is out there, and I believe in my heart that Justus will come home. I'm making an appeal to those that's on this platform tonight. If you know anything about where Justus is, you can come forth anonymously. You don't even have to tell us your name. You don't have to tell us, who you are, where you're coming in from, but you can do it anonymously. I'm making an appeal to you from one mother to another. If you're a mother and you have any idea, or if you've heard anything, the smallest information, everybody talks about how cool Justus was. Everybody talks about how much, he was liked and how sweet he was and how kind he was. Well, I don't see anybody coming forth to tell me where my son is. Where is the compassion? This is happening too much, especially in the black community. And it be the black, I'm going to say this, it be the black people in the black community that knows what's going on with their brother and with their sister, and they refuse to come forth. I don't know if it's some street law, no snitching, whatever the case is, but to me that's foolishness. This has to do with someone's life. Justice has missed significant events in my life. I will say this, when Justice went missing, my whole life shifted. I am not the same woman.
Right. Take your time. It's okay.
I am not the same woman I was in
Mm.
2013. My life shifted. Everything shifted. Everything. My life, my world shifted. And, we miss him dearly. He's a sweetheart. He really is. I just know that he got involved with some wrong people out here in Summerville, South Carolina, in these streets. Justice has missed the birth of his first nephew. Justice has missed my wedding, which I just had a big wedding here in Summerville, in the same place that broke my heart, is the same place that I had to come to and rejoice and celebrate a marriage. I just got married. Justice has now missed the birth of his second nephew that was born just a few days ago. Justice is very much missed. And I know that there's people that would come across this podcast that may have heard something or know something. Speak up. Don't let these families suffer. Don't let these mothers suffer. This has been psychological warfare. This has been mental warfare. This has been emotional warfare. This has been spiritual warfare. This has been financial warfare. All of this on a family, on a mother. And if you know something, why would you hold it? Again, I'm a woman of faith. I'm a woman of faith. I believe God. I believe God. I believe God. And I believe that we will one day all give an account for everything that we did, everything that we didn't do, the things that we should have did, what we didn't say, the things that we should have said, everything. If you know something, say something and do it anonymously so that we can bring justice home. I don't know the condition of justice. I just know what my heart and my faith tells me. So whatever his condition is, he hasn't left the earth realm. He hasn't poofed into air. I saw somebody's post, a young man, when there was a post out about justice, and the young man made a comment, poof. No, he's not poof. He is in this earth. Whether he's in this earth walking and talking, or whether he's in this earth laying down somewhere with no breath in his body, he's still in this earth, and somebody knows where he is. I just want my son home. That's my appeal. That's my plea. As a mother, I need to know. I need closure. As a mother, as my family need closure. He has siblings. He has grandparents. He has, family. He has friends. We want closure. And I believe that I'm going to get closure because of the kind of person I am and because of my heart. I do good by people, and I expect people to do good by me. I expect to reap what I sow. They say you reap what you sow, good. I expect to reap what I sow, and I sow good seeds, so I expect somebody to sow it back into my life. Somebody that knows about this case, Justus Pride went missing from Summerville, South Carolina, frequenting the Holiday Drive hotels, and also Royal Road Trailer Park, and also a trailer park off of Rose Drive in Summerville, South Carolina, in the middle of South Carolina, an area is called Nexton. If you know anything about Boogie, if Boogie was cool to you, if Boogie was nice to you, if Boogie helped you, if Boogie showed you love, if Boogie, was the type of person that you say, hey, this young man, this is a good young man. Why are you out here? If you ever told him, why you out here in these streets? What are you doing? This is not for you. If you know Boogie, then you know that he's a cool guy. He's a good guy, and he doesn't deserve what he's going through. Justice didn't just leave home. Something has happened to Justice. And I'm still going to declare justice for Justice. I haven't given up. I said it in my first interview on Channel 5 News. I will never stop looking for justice. I may get quiet for a little while to gather myself. I may get quiet for a little while, to pray and to seek answers and to kind of like put everything in God's hands because I'm a woman of faith. But one thing I do believe, that faith without works is dead. And I'm going to continue to work my faith and believe that one day I'm going to see justice again. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for allowing me to be on your platform.
I thank you so much too. Again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the disappearance of Justus Pride, age 19. He went missing from Summerville, South Carolina. He's talking to his mother, Karen Pride. And you guys heard everything she said. She's making a public appeal. If you know anything, I mean anything about her son, please share this. Please share this podcast everywhere. Gonna be played on YouTube tonight. Gonna be played in a dozen groups. We're gonna make sure we get his face out there, like how we get everybody else's face out there. And I'm honestly glad that you did inbox me because this is the first time I've actually heard of your son's case. And I go over
Wow.
so many cases. Yes, this is my first time. So that's why I was eager. I said I want to help her out. And like I said, I've been doing this, and my mission is to get these faces out here, so people
Yes,
see the posts, but the faces, and they see the families, so they can see this is real. This can be your family. I tell people all the time,
absolutely.
don't think it
Yes,
can be your family. This can be your family.
I never thought it would be me. You always hear about these cases. You always hear about these cases since forever. But never did I ever think it would be me. So you are absolutely right. It could be any one of us.
Yes, it
And
sure
I
can.
want to make this appeal to justice. I want to make this appeal to justice. If justice comes across this, if justice comes across this podcast, I want to tell Justice that I love him very much, that I miss him very much, and that there's nothing, no thing in this world that would cause me to feel any type of way about him, that we want him back home. I want him to remember what I told him that night, that Sunday night, that if you have people in your life, Justice, that does not know your heart, then these are not the people that you need in your life. You need to get away from those people. If you have anyone around you and they don't know your heart for real, that you're kind, that you're gentle, that you would help a stranger, that you're a person that's full of love. If they don't know your heart, then these are not the people that you need around you. So I make an appeal to Justice to come home. Whatever the situation is, we can work through it. Whatever the situation is, we can handle it. But if you, Justice, can hear my voice, and you know your mom and you know my heart. If you're in a situation and you need help, you need to find a way to reach out to someone, anybody, for help. But we want you home. That's my appeal to my son.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for joining. As always, Miss Karen, again, thank you for coming on here and telling your son's story. I'll be running this all throughout the night and tomorrow, so everybody
Okay.
can see it. As a matter of fact, after we get done, as soon as we get done, it'll run again at 7:30. This whole
Yes.
podcast. So again, thank you for coming on, and God bless you. And you are in my prayers,
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna definitely be praying for you.
Thank you very much. God bless you too. And I'm praying for you. I'm praying that this podcast blows up and it goes, I mean, it goes all around. It gets the publicity that it deserves. That's my prayer for you. And I think that you're on the right track. And, I'll leave this with you. Eyes have not seen it, ears have not heard, and neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that God has prepared for you. So continue to do the work that you're doing. It's a good work, and you'll see the benefit from what you're doing. If you don't see it on this side, you will see it again. I promise you that.
Thank you. Those are very words of encouragement. I'll take those words with me.
Okay. Bless you.
Okay. You have a good night.
Thank you. You as well.